Hey everybody, I am Michelle with Birdie Bloom, and today I'm bringing you a rehab video. I am going to show you how I like to remove pin marks from the inner part of your Vintage Coach bag, which is going to be that raw portion of the leather, or otherwise known as suede. This will also work for other suede products and for Nubuc products. But I guess I should start out saying that I kind of lied to you when I said remove the pen marks, because unless it's a fresh pen mark, most of the time when you get these vintage bags, you don't know how long these stains have been in place and these pen marks have been in place. It's always easier to remove any stain, any marks, as soon as it happens. And so I do recommend going forth with your bags, if you do accidentally mark them up or spill something on them, that you are taking care of that right away. You will have better luck. However, some of these things have been sitting on these bags for a long period of time. Leather is porous, it's going to absorb more and more, and it's just not always possible to remove these things entirely. However, this technique really does help to eliminate the starkness of a pin mark. And I know you probably received some bags that when you open the flap, it's just a bunch of pin marks. Like, people like to go into their bags with pins. So first of all, stop doing that. Don't do that anymore, if that is also a habit of yours. And let's lessen them, okay? So the products that I use for this, it's really simple. I use an eraser, a suede eraser, and a suede brush. And there's a couple of suede brushes. We're going to talk a little bit about them. This one has the brass bristles. So you have natural bristle brushes, typically horsehair. They're really soft, so lovely. This can be used for buffing the outside portion of your Glovetanned leather, but it also can be used to brush the suede. And I use this often, especially when I'm finishing off a product. It just helps to brush all of the suede grain in the right direction. So you have a natural bristle brush, and then you have brushes that have brass typically in the middle. They come in all different shapes, and they can have either natural bristles around it or synthetic. I happen to use these little Coach kits. So actually you'll see these pop up from time to time. They come in a little bag, and usually with a little informational thing. I'm gonna read that to you here in a minute. And it'll come with this little suede brush. This one says made in Germany. I don't know if you can see. And then an eraser that actually has two sides, and I'm gonna talk about that. A lot of the erasers that you get on the market now, they're just one color. They're still gonna be usable, but there are probably like knockoffs or ones that aren't going to work as well. So get a high quality one. And same thing for here. You want to make sure your bristles are actually brass in the middle. And it would appear from all that I've received, because I get these a decent amount, their brushes, the bristles are synthetic on these Coach suede brushes. They're not natural hair. So yeah. So here's a picture of a little insert that comes in a suede and Nubuc care kit. I actually have 3 bags for sale that are new with tag. They're suede bags. They're early 2000s, not quite vintage. One of them might be. Really great colors. And they all come with their original suede kit, because Coach did provide these little suede and Nubuc care kits with their suede and Nubuc bags. So yeah, if you want to check those out. But here is an insert, and it says, this care kit is an effective way to minimize spots and stains and to rejuvenate the finish of your Coach suede and Nubuc leather products. Make sure the area to be treated is dry. For light cleaning, use the pink side of the cleaning bar. Gently rub soiled area with a back and forth motion. Then use the brush to remove residue and revitalize the nap of the leather. For stubborn stains, lightly wet a corner of the gray side of the cleaning bar with water and gently rub the soiled area. Allow the treated area to dry completely. Brush away residue. Repeat process if necessary. So that actually explains a lot of what I do when I'm cleaning suede, when I'm removing marks, when I'm removing gunk. Just to keep in mind, I'm going to do more of a suede nubuck cleaning. So let's actually, I'll do that eventually. We're going to stick to some marks. So what I'm showing you here is a light colored tan bag. This bag has 2 flaps to it, and it was marked a lot with light pen marks. So this isn't the best example, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. You know, I'm trying to put these videos out and I'm just always unhappy with them, but I'm just going to start putting them out. Okay. And I'll get better with time, right? At documenting things more properly, but both sides had a lot of pen marks. So what you're going to see here, here's a darker mark as well in the same bag, but you're going to see my process and how I am in this video and how I am removing these marks. I'm using a light to medium pressure, and I am going in all sorts of directions. You'll read about, like, to use a suede eraser, that you should just go with a nap of the suede, and I don't necessarily follow that. I'm going to go in a lot of different directions because a lot of times those pen marks are getting on different parts of the nap, not just the nap in one direction. So I'm doing this to kind of lighten the mark. To any other eye, it might appear that the marks are completely gone, but if you are the one that's doing it and you know where they are, you most likely are able to still find them. They are just now no longer going to pop out at you when you open your flap. So it really helps to lighten the mark. I will also say I'm showing you this on a tan bag, or, you know, a light colored bag, which is probably the color I recommend this technique the most on, because when you're removing that pen mark, you're also going to be removing some of the dye from the suede part of the leather. And in return, it's going to lighten that area. So it's less obvious on a lighter bag than it would be on a dark bag, such as a black bag or a mahogany bag. And in that case, you really might want to assess whether or not that mark is important to remove or to lighten, because it's on a dark bag already. So it might not be your best decision because you're going to lighten the nap of that suede. So I also consider red bags dark bags. And I do have an example here of a really deep dark mark, a rather pristine bag that I did remove. So here's a video of me removing that, again, using the same type of marks. And I don't show you the whole process because it does take a little bit of time to do it right and not be too aggressive. But as you can see, the nap has lightened slightly, but the mark has significantly decreased. And so it's not as stark any longer. Yeah. So there you go. I would like to recommend that you use this technique with caution. Yeah. So I'd like for you to advise you to always just be careful when you're choosing a technique in the rehab process. Start lightly, start in small sections. Make sure that what you're doing isn't worsening the bag and rather improving it. So go slow, especially if it's a new process for you. And, you know, read a lot, research more. Don't just watch my video. Try to watch other types of leather, nubuck, and suede care so that you can gather as much information as possible and do what's best for you, your process, and your bag. Okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you did, and subscribe to my channel for more Vintage Coach bag talks. I am going to try to put out more rehab videos. I know I've said that in the past. I hope this one suffices, but I appreciate your support. Help me to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can do a Bonnie Cashin giveaway. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.